Okay. Check this out. I've been recording for the past 15 minutes, and I thought he was going through, but it didn't go through. So basically, this is me doing it over again. I guess this time I'm just going to like freestyle and just see what happens. So I'm just a kid born in West Africa. I grew up in New York City, spent my whole life, almost, yeah, almost because I've been here since I was a kid. So I grew up in New York City and also like traveled around the world a few times. So yeah, that's me. I'm just a young entrepreneur from New York City, from West Africa, born in the kingdom of my ancestors. Lived in New York since I was a kid. Came to New York young, very very young. I couldn't get along with my stepfather, so basically I got kicked out early. I got kicked out early, so I was basically the black sheep of the family. Got kicked out very, 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 very early. I'm talking like fucking 14, 15 and shit. 15 and 14. Not kicked out, but more like things got crazy and yeah. So basically, since then, I've been on the street on and off, on and off, on and off. So yeah, it's been pretty tough. But along the way, you meet people who you think have your best interests, and it's not what it is, and it's not what it should be. And it's hard, you sacrifice a lot of things for those people. You love them, you give, you give, you give until you are empty. And yeah, so basically you live and you learn. That's in anything, in dating, family, everything. So during the past 20 plus years, I learned a lot, living in New York. I lived at the bottom and I lived at the top too. So basically, I know the city. I know the city very, very, very well. From Wall Street to Broadway to Fifth Avenue to Madison Avenue to Brooklyn to the Bronx to Queens, Jersey and beyond. Internationally. So basically, I'm just a kid from New York. Now a man from New York, a grown man from New York. So yeah, so during the last 10 to 12 to 15 years, I've been doing finance, marketing, advertising, artist management. Also got into DJing, became a pioneer DJ to like put the Afro sound on. I was basically one of the first DJs to do that. One of the earliest DJs to like set up some speakers, throw up some parties, and just invite people to come over. So basically, out of that, I was able to like build a neighborhood, like basically the dance scene of a neighborhood. So basically, that whole scene in Bushwick, the dance scene in Bushwick that's happening right now, where they have some of the best clubs in New York City. I was one of the first DJs there. So I was there throwing parties. Nobody wanted to come. Nobody wanted to come because like people thought the neighborhood was dangerous. Been doing parties, been doing parties, been doing parties, was doing parties, was doing parties, and all of a sudden, the neighborhood became popular. It became cool, and people started coming to the neighborhood. But basically, what was happening is that the early DJs, the black DJs who put on the neighborhood, we couldn't get a job there anymore. Like we couldn't DJ there. I mean, for me, I couldn't DJ anymore. I couldn't DJ there anymore. Nobody wanted what I was selling because nobody wanted what I was selling because the name of my event was called Rhythm of Africa. Yeah, the name of my event was called Rhythm of Africa. So basically, I was doing parties all throughout Brooklyn, Bushwick, Mass Beth. We did Soho. We did everything, like all over New York, basically, just like throwing urban parties from hip hop to techno to house to disco to electro to Afro house, Afro beats, all of that. So in my case, I was dealing with a lot of racism. So I got turned off by the industry because I was investing a lot of money that I wasn't getting back due to the racism and stuff. But I learned, I learned, I learned. My problem was I decided to stay in New York, and my competitors they were international. You know, the Nigerian kids went to Nigeria, the Ghanaian kids went to Ghana. Everybody did it internationally, but I stayed in New York because I had other businesses in New York that I had to deal with. So that took a lot of time and kind of affected my business as far as going international. So that's something that really affected my business. And now, as we speak, the culture that I pioneer is like one of the most popular culture out there right now. I mean, it's always been popular. It's always been luxurious. It's always been cool. I mean, it's Africa. It's Afro. It's chic. It's luxurious. It's high end, from the house to the techno to everything else, to the fashion, to the food, to the designs. It's ancient art. You know, that's basically being modernized by the descendants, basically. And the reason why I did mine was because I wanted to enlighten my people, because a lot of people were sleeping, and the music that was getting pumped in the radio was just straight up poison. I mean, I'm not saying that all gangster rap is bad, but sometimes it get very, very, very crazy. And I wanted to just enlighten the people a little bit, just not making the messages about shooting, about killing people, about bad stuff. I just wanted to bring in light, and I feel like I did that. I feel like I did. I was able to bring light to the people. Whether that's white, black, Latino, all of that. I brought light. So to dance music. Not only that, before I was doing Afro, I was also doing EDM, electronic dance music, as a talent manager. That was where I was at. I was a talent manager, and I was also like a record label owner, operator. I had my own talent agency. I had my own label. I had my own production company. So I was basically just spreading the love. Before EDM became popular. So we put EDM on the map as well. We put dubstep on the map. We put electro house on the map. A whole lot of sounds. Also trap music on the map. Electro trap also on the map. So I was doing all of this as a man in the background, and I also did the whole Afro house, Afro techno, Afro beats, Afro electro, all of that. I also did that in the background, and I didn't really do it for the money. Like my competitors came in and they really, really, really were focused on the money. They just wanted all the money, and being a nobleman, we are told that we are not supposed to be musicians. I guess we are supposed to be higher than that or something. As far as music making is left for the griots, the historians, oral historians. who pass down our legacies from generation to generation to generation to generation. So basically, as far as for me, I didn't see myself signing a huge contract to a fucking record label or whatever. Like, I didn't see myself doing that because, like, I didn't want anybody to own the art that I was making and the stuff that I was doing. So basically, I stayed independent. I did everything independent. So basically, out of that, a lot of other DJs in New York City got influenced by my events. Some of the biggest DJs in New York City, actually, right now, got influenced by my event. But, instead of them working with me, just being cool, being homies, being partners, they wanted to compete. And I was already in a situation, in a business where I couldn't shine and just, make money like them. I couldn't shine because, again, I'm a street kid who got basically kicked out for, how do you call it, for not listening or whatever, for not listening. It's not that. It's not that I wasn't listening. It's just that sometimes, well, let's just say that there was a stepfather involved, and yeah, I was the black sheep of the family. So even being a tech engineer was a bad thing. So I had to grow up on the street. Even being a tech engineer, bro, like that was a bad thing. That was a bad thing. I'm like, wow. Over time you realize that, you are in this thing alone. It's up to you to build your own family, your own tribe, your own following, your own everything. So over time, you basically learn, as the black sheep of the family. But as far as culture, music, fashion, finance, tech, I've been at the forefront of a lot of those movements in New York City, and I wasn't getting credited for some reason. Everything I was doing, I wasn't getting credited. Every time I did something, like it would just get taken away from me, and some other guy with a lighter complexion would be on the newspaper or on the magazine as the pioneer of it, when I was the one who did it first, in a way. You get what I'm saying? So it's like that was tough to handle. That was something that was tough to handle. But I did get featured on the New Yorker magazine as a DJ, as a pioneer DJ. They even mentioned Drake, Party Next Door. They were like, we were influential. They were like, the sounds that I was making was influential, and it was popping and everybody loved it. That kind of vibe. So yeah, we ended up putting the Afro culture, the Afro sound on the map. That was a good thing. And now it's like a $1 billion. It's like $1 billion plus culture. Everybody's doing it. Everybody wants to hop on it. But as far as for me, it's like I don't know if I'm going back. I don't know if I'm going back to DJing or if I'm ever going to go back to DJing. But I feel like I did what I needed to do as a DJ. You know, I feel like I did what I needed to do as a DJ, and that's next level. Next level. That could basically just be anything.
Attention customers.
But but it's always how do you call it? It's always finance will always have something to do with it though. It's like finance would always have something to do with it. I'm a proud financier. I love finance. I love business. I love managing things. I love developing things. So whatever it is, finance would have something to do with it. So yeah. As far as finance, I've basically been in finance for almost 15 plus years now, just doing financing. Also like investing into projects and stuff. So I got a pretty decent portfolio. So now this time is more focused towards marketing my products, my services, and my business. So I decided to start this YouTube channel. I mean, I had the YouTube channel since 2017, but I didn't want to be seen. I didn't want to be seen. I'm a black sheep of the family, so us as black sheep of the family, it's like how do you call it? We get shunned, and you end up feeling like, oh, you're not good enough, you're not smart enough, or you're not intelligent enough. But with time, you see that it wasn't you, or it was you. You just listened to the wrong people, and they fucked you up. So my advice to anybody out there: don't be afraid to be yourself, man. Don't be afraid to be yourself. I know that times are hard sometimes, and people will judge you. People will make you feel bad about being who you are, and people will try to compete with you while making you feel bad. But it's all a lesson at the end of the day. It's all a valuable lesson at the end of the day. So you can either learn from it, or you can let it crash you. As far as for me, I chose to learn from it. Just accept it for what it is and just move forward. And that's basically what I'm doing right now. As far as this whole YouTube channel thing, since people, how do you call it? Since people didn't want to feature me on the magazines and blogs and all of that, I basically, how do you call it? I basically decided to just go direct to consumers, you know, just go direct to consumers because I always, how do you call it? I always had this YouTube channel. I had it since 2017. So I figure, why not just put some content here and just play with it and just see what happens. But yeah, my name is Mache Karamoko Dumbia, Mansa Karamoko Dumbia. So yeah, this is my YouTube channel. Like and subscribe. I can't believe I'm saying that, but like and subscribe and follow or whatever. I'm just documenting, just trying to see what happened. So, yeah, let's make it happen. Let's go. All right, talk to you later. Like and subscribe. Make it happen, make it happen, make it happen. Click that button. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's fucking go. Let's make it happen. All right.